I call the Leader of the Opposition.
Deputy Speaker, it has been a fortnight to forget, not just for a dysfunctional government, but for a state that deserves so much better. A fortnight of leaks, of undermining, of backstabbing from a government, a fortnight of chaos and crisis. A fortnight when a government that stopped listening a long time ago stopped caring about anything other than themselves. A government with no vision that only acts when it's forced to. And the latest, the decision to put a representative on the Sentencing Advisory Council. We called for it in our budget reply speeches. The minister said it was unnecessary, and today, finally, a decision. A sitting where the government agreed to an independent investigation into 2 boys harmed across multiple agencies, across multiple ministers, across multiple years. For 3 years, a calculated cover-up that denied 2 boys justice for their treatment.
Order, members. Order. Order, Treasurer. You're on the speaking list. You'll have your chance.
No apology.
The House will come to order.
Still no apology from either the Attorney-General or the former Attorney-General. Mr Deputy Speaker, it is the latest example of a government that just wants to adopt our ideas and policies under pressure.
Order, members. Order. Pause. Members, the level of interjection is far too high. We'll start to warn people, and we're only a minute and a half into the debate. I call the Leader of the Opposition.
A government that constantly adopts our ideas and policies under pressure. The DNA lab, the Coldrake inquiry, Caboolture Hospital, Mackay Hospital, learner licence fees, breach of bail. Yes. And I say to the government, and indeed the Treasurer, steal more of our ideas, please, for the sake of Queensland. When it comes to health, within 100 days, release data in real time. Put doctors and nurses back in charge. When it comes to youth crime, commit to rewriting the Act and remove detention as a last resort. Don't slug victims when they're replacing number plates and licences after being broken into or having their car pinched. When it comes to housing, commit to every cent in the Housing Investment Fund going to produce new stock to increase supply. And when it comes to cost of living, make a maintenance guarantee to keep the power plants operational. Mr Deputy Speaker, the Premier promised today she would listen, and yet all we got was a reheat of the same scare campaign, the same arguments time and time again. A government that after 9 years couldn't even list achievements when the Premier was under siege from her own ministers and her own backbench. But, Mr Deputy Speaker, we choose hope over fear. And I say today—
Order, members.
I say today to the tradie who went out this morning and their ute wasn't in their front yard, we will deliver more police and the laws they need to keep you safe. I say—
Order, members.
We say to the ambulance officer on the Gold Coast crying because they've just been asked to do another shift, as we read reported in the media. We say to that AMBO, better resources and empowerment for you will be in the future for you when this government that no longer trusts you and has faith is no longer in a position to do that to you. And we say to the investors leaving the housing market in Queensland, don't give up on Queensland because we won't give up on you.
Exactly.
And I know—
Order, Treasurer. You're on the speaking list next.
I know we have a Treasurer in this state who has caused great angst, who has constantly been at war with everyone.
Order.
But I say to those investors, don't give up on Queensland because this is a great state. It is just under very bad management at the moment. Mr Deputy Speaker, the choice at the next election will be clear. A rabble of a fourth-term government in a constant state of chaos and crisis versus a strong and united team, hungry and ambitious to serve Queenslanders. A government seeking 14 years in office, not willing to admit the crises they have created, versus a fresh and focused team that has the ability to listen and plan for the future. A Labor government desperate to scare Queenslanders one more time, or an LNP team offering hope over fear.
Order.